Hello and welcome to tonight's Nexus report. We have 8 series, playoffs beginning, and everything but the LCK. So best of fives for the most part. We went 6-2 in the predictions. Both predictions we got wrong were LPL. Um, hmm. So you see LNG 18th, Team We 40th. That Team We ranking has changed significantly. We talk about the power rankings afterwards because I was able to fit everything on here. Team We win. LNG had a lead in Game 5, a significant lead at like 20 minutes, a 4K gold lead. Um, had a 70% chance of winning that game. Um, Minimum based on the charts even the LPL broadcast were showing. So the fact of the matter is they threw. They threw. And I tweeted out LNG are that team this year. They're a team that I still will say on paper they are a regional finals caliber team in the LPL. I think they're a top 6 to 8 team in the LPL, and they cannot get into the playoffs. They rank 18th because of all the underlying stats. They get kills and don't die a lot. They get a vast majority of the Barons. They're one of the best teams in the world at getting Baron. They're one of the best teams in the world at getting Drakes. They're one of the best teams in the world at gold differential. Literally, they're top 10 in like every category. Laning, jungle, jungle farm share, camp share essentially. Like, they're top 10 in everything. But they don't win games. Hell, actually, their win rate is top 10. It's one of the highest win rates on a game to game basis in the world. You could say lower level of play. Sure, and they're playing against lower level teams. But, like, the players on paper, maybe I just think highly of Krakow because of anyone's legend. I think highly of Bulldog, but maybe Bulldog does suck. We're getting to a point now where he's played enough seasons that maybe he sucks. I mean, 1xN still has some time, I guess. Missing was really good at one point. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened, but Team We won this, and they won in Game 5. Karis played an excellent series. He went 25, 6, and 35. 29% of damage and 86 kill participation. You could argue it's his best series he's ever played in his career. Spanning back to the LCK with HLE, Bro, etc. I think he played with maybe Gen G very briefly to start his career. 2,600 gold power plays for Team Lee across their 3 LNG 1,201. That's why they lost. They did not do an efficient job with the power play. Krakow 15, 13, 20, 78 KP, 1xN, 2 solo 2v2 kills, 26 damage share. Monkey had 2 solo kills, Sheer and Bulldog had 1 apiece. In terms of the early game, LNG were ahead about 850 gold, 800 gold on average. Most of that occurring in top lane. Sheer getting a 600 gold lead per game on average against Cube. Team Lee, About, and Era, slight gold lead. Minuscule, but a lead nonetheless as everyone else is behind. Drakes, Team Lee took 14 of 22. That's a big reason why they're able to win as well. LNG not securing Drakes in this series, despite being one of the best teams at doing so. So, got that one wrong. Thunder Talk IG, I don't know what the fuck happened with IG. I know the mid laner is a rookie. The mid laner didn't matter if it was Nia, and then they ended up playing Renard anyways. But I thought into Haru they wouldn't do terrible, and Haru beat him. Thunder Talk beat him. On had a 2v2 kill, 13, 3, 28, 31 damage share, 4,400 gold power play on average for TT as they needed 3 to win 3-0. They took less Drakes. IG took 7 of 12, but Thunder Talk were just ahead for the vast majority of this series. Feather, 3 solo 2v2 kills, 77 KP. Way, 8, 7, 11, 76 KP. Breathe had a solo kill, 26 damage share in the loss. Shaki, 3 solo 2v2 kills. We're looking at 7 in the bot lane duo combined. And then Yun Hao had 1 as well. In terms of the early game, Breathe, 460 gold lead into Keshi. But that didn't make a difference. That was washed out. Mid lane, Haru up 481. Bot lane duo up 416. Jungle 251. So about a 700, 800 gold lead on average for this squad. In the LCK, DK BFX. DK win this 2-1, 80-20 split in terms of gold control. DK were ahead even, they were ahead for the vast majority of this series. It's very one-sided. One of the more one-sided series on the day. Drakes, they took 8 of 14. The team split Barons 2-2. DK, 4,200 gold to power play. BFX, 3,000. Career, once again, best KDA for DK, 5,625, 79 KP, had a 2v2 kill. Smash, 26 damage share. Clear, 11-4-8, Taeyoon, 2v2 kill, 27 damage share. Raptor, 82 KP. Siwoo had 2 solo kills, and Showmaker and Vikla had 1 apiece. In terms of the early game, top side and mid went to BFX. They're up about 530 gold total. But the bot lane duo of Smash and Career up 1,456 on average. They really took it to Taeyoon and Kellen. It was not close. HLE Nongshim. HLE win this 2-1. They were ahead for about 2/3 of the minutes played. They took 7 of 12 Drakes, 2 of 3 Barons. Nongshim very good with their Baron, 5,300 gold. HLE, 3,500 on average for them. Guma had 2 solo 2v2 kills, going 19, 12, and 35. Led in damage share with 29% and kill participation, 70 KP. He led in all 3 key categories. Scout, 17, 13, 26, 77 KP. Kingen, 27 damage share. We see on the bottom here a lot of solo kills, 2v2 kills. Diable had 3. Delight had 2. Bluffing had 2 in game 1. Both of his kills on Bard in this series were 2v2 kills. And Kanavi had 2 as well for HLE. So HLE ran Bluffing in game 1 and then Delight in games 2 and 3. And the loss was with Bluffing in the lineup. In terms of gold control, it is really the side of 2 coins here. Nongshim were ahead in the solo lanes. Kingen up 350 on average and Scout nearly 1,200. However, Guma plus support averaged a 1,259 gold lead and Kanavi had nearly 900 gold lead himself. So truly, aside, 2 ways to look at this series. Nongshim getting the solo laners ahead, but HLE doing well in the bot lane duo on average. Playoff time, MVK beat CFO 3-2 in a 68-32 split. In terms of Drakes, MVK took 16 of 26. 26 Drakes taken in this 5-game set. MVK needed 7 Barons in this series. CFO had 2. CFO averaged nearly 5,200 gold to power play. MVK, not as efficient. That's why they needed 7. They had 2,400 gold to power play. Harky, 3 solo 2v2 kills, going 32, 7, and 29. 27 damage share. Sulong, 79 KP. I'm going to say this now. Vietnam are... I'm not going to make much... I'm not going to make any content promoting ENC. I may do some kind of country ranking for shits and giggles because I think it would have been fun to do a real World Cup that wasn't in this format, but I think Vietnam's the 3rd best team in the world, so that is a thing, and seeing Harky is part of the reason why. Doggo, solo 2v2 kill, 23, 15, and 23, 31 damage share, 66 KP, or 4th. Regardless, I do not have the West in the top 4. Korea, China, and then, Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, Taiwan, whatever games we want to play. In Vietnam and Hong Kong, I guess maybe not even top 5. It's borderline. Hong Kong may not be there. 1XN's on that team, YSKM, but I have to look closer. But people are really underestimating these regions. These countries. It's a fucking joke to underestimate these countries. Pout, 2 solo kills. Shawnee with 1, Kino with 1, Shadow and Rest with 1. In terms of laning, I didn't put it on here because why would I? I knew I was going to miss something on this fucking board. G2KC. G2 went 3-1 in a very one-sided affair, up 82% of the minutes played. This was one of the more lopsided series. They took 11 of 18 Drakes. Both teams took 4 Barons. G2, 4,500 gold to power play. KC, almost 3,500. Caps, 3 solo kills, going 26, 5, and 21. Hansama, 4 solo 2v2 kills, 27 damage share. Labrav had 3 solo 2v2 kills, 70 KP. For KC, Kalist had 1, going 11, 9, 21. Yahoo, 27 damage share. And Busio, 83 KP. Kana had 2 solo kills. BB had 1. In terms of the early game, we see G2 leading from the top of the rift to the bottom. Everyone's focusing on mid because Caps is the best Western player of all time. But everywhere, lost. We just like picking on the import because we can't help ourselves, said every fucking fan I see on Twitter. They just can't fucking help themselves. They pick on the import. You know, you can say a player sucks without mentioning that they're an import. The implication that just based on the fact that they're an import means that a player that is regional would be better, I think is a smidge misplaced. You could say, I don't know, there are better players out there than this player. Nothing to do with being an import. Unless you think you have a better import out there, being an import is irrelevant. It's really irrelevant. Not to mention, the bot lane duo of Kalist and Busio were spotting a 1,700 gold lead to Hansam and Lebrav in this fucking series. So that's a thing. 1,400 gold lead for Caps, nearly 800 for Skuman, 400 for BB, so what, that's 1,200, 1,600. I mean, we're looking at about 3,400 gold lead at 15 minutes on average for G2. They smoked KC. Los and VKS. This was very one-sided. When updating my power rankings, Los right now are the second best team in the world in terms of laning. Keep in mind it is a lower level of play in CBLOL. But the numbers are what the numbers are. I'm sure they get smoked in the LCK and LPL and LEC or whatever. I'm not going to pretend that that's not the case. It's just that versus CBLOL at least, they are leaps and bounds better than everybody else in CBLOL. It's just about putting the mid to late game together. And they did today, taking the Drakes were 6-6, but they took all 4 Barons, up for 88% of the minutes played. Only 1,000 gold to power play. So once again, the power play situation sucks for Los. Ackerman, 2v2 kill, 2-1 and 54. 81 KP. Duda had a 2v2 kill, 31 damage share. Kaiwing, 110-15 in the loss. Myru had a solo kill, 32 damage share, 76 KP, and I believe 17 deaths. Zest, 4 solo kills. Sayo with 2, Feisty with 1. Top to bottom, we see a lead for Los, 1,300 in top, 700 in the jungle, 1,200 in mid, 700 in bot lane. So what do we have here? I mean, 1866, 2546, 3,800 gold lead at 15 minutes for Los. That's one-sided. And then we get to the other series, Fly Cloud9. This was 50-50. Game 2, Fly actually had the lead for the majority of the game and lost. And Cloud9 in Game 5 brought the series back, so it was 50-50. Fly doing very well in this series. I had Cloud9 winning at 3-2, but I didn't think it would go the way it did. In terms of Drakes, Cloud9 took 14 of 10. Both teams had 3 Barons apiece. Sven, 2 solo 2v2 kills, 29 and 20. 29 damage share. Blabber, 83 KP, 3,800 gold to power play. FlyQuest, where they lost, was the power play. That says 46. That's a rough estimate because their second power play, shit froze on the screen. I had to wing it, so I have about 1,000 for that second power play. It could be 1,500. That could be a 100 instead of a 46. No matter what, the fact that it is not 4 digits and, I don't know, better than 2,500, that's why you lost. You got to actually fucking make the most of your Baron and your power plays. Quad, 3 solo kills in 1 game on the Silas. 12, 5, 30, 28 damage share, 79 KP. Masu and Thanatos hit solo kills. And actually, FlyQuest were the better team laning-wise across this one. 400 in mid, 200 in bot and jungle. Thanatos up about 300. So a slight gold lead to FlyQuest across all of it. But nevertheless, Cloud9 wins. So we'll see what happens as, teams get second chances, all but one. Double Elam without reset. You got to love it. So that's for that. Now, just a quick look at the power rankings. All right, so power rankings real fast here. Not a lot of movement at the top. Despite quite a few teams playing, everybody kind of stayed where they're at. And then we see some movement, a lot of movement actually, everybody but a couple teams moving from 18 to 45. As what happened is because Team We made playoffs by beating LNG, they got a boost in tier ranking because technically they were seen as a middle team because of dropping down to the lower level of play for the play-ins, because they're in play-ins and not outright in playoffs like the top 4 teams in the LPL in Split 2. In every split, you get a boost in your tier ranking. So, for instance, IG got a boost in first split, but won't get a boost this split because Thunder Talk won. Because Thunder Talk won, they got a boost this split. Last split, they got nothing because the team was fucking terrible. So that's why Thunder Talk still remain 1 spot below IG. Because the numbers end up showing that. Because Thunder Talk have like a 31% win rate this season in an individual game played basis. Team We about 33% as well. Both teams across the majority of their games aren't winning, but Team We were at a higher level of play. That's why they move up 18 spots, and a lot of teams end up moving down. Depending on who goes international, things will change. You know, those teams that are all of a sudden the best in the LCK that weren't in winter, go to an international event and things will be fixed. So that is a thing. No one else really moved significantly besides Team. We see Los moving up 4 spots just because of how dominant their win was. MVK, despite beating CFO, were so bad for so long, they are going to struggle to move up. They'll probably have to go international to move up. A significant amount in a short period of time. Really, the only team that has dropped like a stone for regular season performance is Los. Los were like up here at the beginning of spring and fell to about 20 spots in 3 weeks. Just due to playing like shit. So playing like shit will do that. It's just a matter of doing it long enough. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.